Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I am Bill Levinson, managing partner with Levinson and Associates. With me today, I have the Joseph Lochran, our marketing vice president, and our special guest speaker, Kevin Moran. We have some great new stuff to talk about. Okay, I like to always keep these webinars as short as possible, to the point, and the goal is our agents can walk away with some new nuggets of information to help you change your practice for the better, okay? Especially ending out 2018 in a strong way and starting off the new year in a great way. So that is the name of the game. And we try to, as you know, we're a true brokerage IMO, and we always highlight and pride ourselves on the fact that we have the best fixed life insurance and annuity products that there is in the space. And we try to handpick certain carriers, products, sales programs, technology to feature whatever it is that's hot and that's working great with agents, and spend 45 minutes on a training webinar with you, so you don't have to spend hours and hours on various websites and reading through articles and sifting through hundreds of emails, and half of them are probably spam. And so we try to take all the good information and then bring that news to you weekly. Okay, that's the name of the game for the Levinson weekly training webinars. So this week we had two, which is kind of rare for us, but again, we have some great information to share, so we didn't want to hold back. So now on today's webinar, what we're going to talk about, the 150-foot overview, if you will, is an IUL product that is literally the #1 selling product in the last 14 months. And you're probably scratching your head saying, who's the carrier? How does this product look and feel? And how can it help me and my clients? Well, you're going to learn all of those things in just a few more minutes. We're also going to talk about a $1,200 cash bonus that's available to you on top of cash for contracting. So just real quick, cash for contracting, the way that works, if you are appointed with a carrier now and you move that carrier over to Levinson, A, will match or beat your existing grid, plus you can get anywhere between $100 and $400 cash with your first application. That's above and beyond the better commission payout. So that's a win-win. Now, we're talking about Transamerica Family today. And yes, we love Transamerica Family. And the most important part is years and years ago, okay, if you've been around for a while, you remember Transamerica on the Occidental side. It was more of a career type channel. And they opened up Transamerica Family to the brokerage side, okay, which obviously was more commissions, advances now available. We have trips occasionally. We have awesome products, very, very competitive, neat stuff that no one has seen before. So we're very proud of this new division. And I'm also going to point out, even if you were with Transamerica, let's say years ago it was more of a career type channel, we can transfer you over now on the Transamerica Family side, and you can still participate at Trans Family Incentive plus cash for contracting. So great perks there if you're looking at making the change. If you're already up and running with us with Transamerica, sit back, relax, take out a pen and paper. You're going to want to take some notes. We're going to share some great info, and then Kevin is going to dive into some really neat new stuff that's going on over at Trans as well. And I also want to point out, these days there's a lot of carriers that are getting downgraded. As you know, you really want to steer away from any companies that are rated B or B plus. You always want to stick with at least A- rated companies or better. A, for your E&O insurance, okay, which is huge, and B, you want to talk to your clients about a well-known household company that has been around for a long, long time, that, yes, has great AM Best ratings. Transamerica now is A+ rated. That's important, especially when you're talking about life insurance and annuity products. So that's huge as well. Also, we're going to talk about some new same-day turnaround underwriting platforms that Kevin is going to dive into as well. So some really neat stuff. Also, foreign nationals. Okay, a lot of you have not known that Transamerica is big in the foreign national space. Okay, if you're in South Florida, Texas, Arizona, parts of California, there's lots and lots of potential here with the foreign national space. So again, great stuff to share. Let's dive in here. We're going to move forward and talk about a little bit about Levinson. I have just 3 slides here, and then I'm going to introduce our feature presenter. Okay, so real quick, this is a listing. If you remember just a couple minutes ago, I was talking about how we handpick all of the top carriers and products for every niche in our space. And in the IUL world, okay, these are all of our carriers that you're looking at in front of you. And then if you look at the red asterisk, those products come with our free scholarship program, okay, if you want to make a note of that. And then, of course, in the top left corner there, you'll see Transamerica's name, and they literally have the top selling IUL in the last 14 months, and you're going to hear more in just a few more minutes, but great stuff that Kevin's going to share with you. And one more thing I'm going to jot down, and I think everybody should write this down as well, is we go out there, okay, and when you call our marketers and you say, hey, I need the best IUL quote for a 32 male that smokes and is on 2 different medications, we go out there and hand pick whatever the best product is for your specific client or case. So you can always know in your mind that if you don't see a carrier up on that form, or when you call one of our marketers and they say, oh, your best bet is with Transamerica's IUL, whatever the case is, you can feel comfortable knowing that we've already done the shopping for you. Okay, and yes, I mean, you can tear apart products and you can always find something that looks a little better or a little worse or whatever the case is. But for the most part, when you're talking about carrier ratings, whatever the product strength is with cash value, 1035s, loans, whatever the case is, it could be underwriting. Overall, we are going to handpick the best solution for you, and I think that's important to know. We don't want to have a Burger King and a McDonald's on the same corner. Each carrier and product selection that you're looking at is the best in their niche, okay? And I think that's important to know. So depending on your client, we're going to handpick a certain product and carrier that's best for you. And you can always feel comfortable knowing when you call us, you're going to get the best solution for your prospect. Okay, moving forward. Now, you talk about selling IUL. Yes, there's a lot of moving parts. It could be a little bit confusing if you never sold an IUL before, or if you're an IUL seasoned veteran. We're always looking for a new, easier way to get the message across to prospects, right? To open new doors. And that's exactly why we have teamed up with Stonewood Financial to build our client IUL software presentation system. And basically what this does, if you're a seasoned veteran or you're a rookie in the IUL space, no problem. This puts together a one-pager. Okay, so it literally takes a 25-page illustration, breaks down all the numbers into a one-page, easy-to-read presentation that you can sit down and meet with your client at a Starbucks and go over this in layman's terms. And it explains why the IUL is the #1 retirement product. Okay, and what this will also do is line up against a 401k, IRA, any kind of retirement product. It'll line up the IUL line by line and show you the clear-cut winner when it comes to tax advantages and premiums and death benefits and penalties. In every case, the IUL is a clear-cut winner. It makes the sale so much easier for you. We also have group presentations for seminars and webinars we can co-brand for you. And keep in mind, the software package is free. So if you're up and running with Levinson and you're writing IUL premium with us, okay, we pay for it. It's a reimbursement program. 99 bucks a month is the co-op price, which is half price. But if you're up and running and writing IUL premium every month with us, it's free, okay, 100% free. And even if you're brand new and haven't written any IUL premium, call any one of our marketers and we can run the presentation for you and email it to you at no charge as well. So take advantage of this stuff, okay? We're here to help you, and we put all this stuff together to help you get the word out and feel comfortable when talking about an indexed universal life product. Because if you don't feel comfortable, what's going to happen is you're not going to bring it up or you're going to refer the business elsewhere. So it's so important. We have a bunch of IUL training that you can take advantage of. Even if you're a seasoned IUL veteran, great. Even better, we have some real neat stuff available to you as well, including the new, we call it the Ultimate $5 Lead. Long story short, part of our IUL software platform comes the New Rules of Retirement Savings book, okay? And this book was designed to explain IUL in layman's terms to a prospect, okay, in a 30-minute easy read. If you give this out to a prospect, this will literally set the appointment for you. When they're done reading, they're going to say, hey, Bill, what day and time works for you? We need to talk more, okay? The book works wonders. I promise you, okay? If you're at any of our local trainings, in fact, we're going to be in Orlando tomorrow, we would be more than happy to give you a free copy of our new IUL retirement savings book. And then we just came out with a new version, okay? We teamed up with Stonewood and we came out with a new RMD book called No Compromise Retirement Plan. Same concept where you can hand these out to a prospect to help set the appointment for you, okay? And that's when you pull out your one-pager and make the sale. And as you know, IUL premiums and commissions are much, much higher than a traditional term final expense sale, whatever the case is. So this is the way to go, especially when dealing with younger professionals. Okay, so the books are $5 each, okay? We do charge shipping. The normal retail is $19.95 on Amazon. So this is a co-op deal. We pay part of the expense for this. And I'll tell you what I'll do, okay, which obviously I can't do on every webinar, but if you are appointed under Levinson with Transamerica, you're on this webinar today, okay, it doesn't count if you listen 2 weeks from now, but if you're on today, I will mail you a free copy. Just send me an email after the presentation, and I will mail you out a free copy of this book so you could see that the proof is in the pudding. I'm not exaggerating. The book does the selling for you, literally. Okay, moving forward here, we're going to dive into our feature presentation. We have some great new stuff to share. And, you know, once again, when we're done with the call, please, I encourage you, we want to hear feedback, good, bad, indifferent. We create these webinars for you. And if there's something we need to change, pivot, please share, okay? And like I said, if you're appointed with Transamerica under Levinson, I'll mail you your free copy. Just include that in the email. Without further ado, I have our special guest speaker, Kevin Moran, our internal wholesaler from Transamerica. Thank you, Kev.
Thanks for the introduction. Hi everyone. Again, my name is Kevin Morena. I'm the internal wholesaler for Florida. We have wholesalers out in the field, and we're actually hiring aggressively right now on additional wholesalers they're putting out in the field. And so you'll have access to our externals. You'll have access to our internals here in Denver. We have a very large sales desk here in Denver that you'll have access to. One of the programs I was asked to go over is our point of sale decision process. So our point of sale decision process, you see on your screen, is for our term products, and that's using the non-med band on our term products. So if you're selling non-med, you've got to use this new point of sale system. Basically, on the point of sale system, it's very simple. You're using IGO, and if you're familiar with IGO, if you have access to your agent portal, which is Agent Net Info, You simply click on IGO, register on IGO, use the online application, and when you fill out the online application for our non-med bands, which I'll go over in just a moment, it goes through an accelerated underwriting process. With that accelerated underwriting process, you're basically, with our term products, you don't have to be face-to-face. So let's say you're taking someone's application over the phone, you fill out the application, that application you submit to the client via email. If that is the way you're going, you can either do it face-to-face or long distance if you wanted to. But if you're, let's say in this example, you're taking the application over the phone, they sign electronically, they sign the disclosures electronically. It comes back to you, the agent. Once you submit it to Transamerica, we're going to underwrite that file very quickly, and I want to say within 15, 20 minutes, you're going to get an underwriting approval or a decision. Let's say you do get an approval. With that approval process, we're seeing cases approved and emailed out to the client within 48 hours. So if you see on this guide here, on the point of sale decision guide, they can receive the policy within 2 to 5 business days, sometimes as little as 48 hours. So over the next slide, what you're looking at on their Trendsetter Super, which is our bare bones term, it's the non-med band on that product is $25,000 to $99,999 up to age 60. And then from 61 to 70, you're looking at up to $50,000. So that's just your cheap term is Trendsetter Super. Your Trendsetter LB has a non-med band from $25,000 to $249,999, and that's from 18 to 60. The LB stands for living benefits, so the insured can access up to 90% of their death benefit in the event of a chronic or a critical illness. And in this flyer as well, we have a great example of how all of this works. So in this example for this woman, Jenny, she gets a policy for the $249,999. We go through the accelerated underwriting process, and in this example, she has her monthly premium for a 40-year-old standard non-smoker. She had put in $67.30 a month over a period of time. She had put in, so she's 40 now, at age 48, to put in a total, 8 years later, $4,272.96 into this policy premiums. She has a major heart attack. Because of that major heart attack, she has what's called a moderate effect on her life expectancy. So when a claims department looks at these policies or looks at these clients, say, what has happened? You have a mild, moderate, or severe change in your life expectancy. They're going to pay out a very large percentage of that policy. And in this case, this is the selling point of this product. She put in $4,272, and she has a check of $224,999 that's given to her. That's the sizzle of this product. And so with the going back to the point of sale decision process, you're looking at very quick underwriting. You're looking at a paperless system with our using IGO, and then you're providing a product that is that you know that the client is not just protected for a death benefit, but they have living benefits as well. So the next product, I just have a very short time, but I have so much to go over. The next product I want to go over is our Index Universal Life product. And just to make a small correction, our Index Universal Life product is called the Financial Foundation IUL. It was actually the #1 selling IUL for 14 quarters. And when the product was released, it was sold like hotcakes until everyone else kind of got caught up. So the sizzle with the product is it's the floors, the ceilings, and the benefits. So if you're not familiar with IULs, please give us a call at the sales desk. We have our internals here in Denver that can go over a lot more detail. But the floor on an IUL is the lowest will credit. That floor on our IUL is 0.75. Most carriers are 0. We're at 0.75. Our ceiling on our product, most carriers are 10. We're at 15%. So we have the highest ceilings and some of the highest ceilings and highest floors in the industry. How can we do that? How can we sustain that is your next question. How we do that is real simple. We have dynamic hedging. We have we actually have an analyst in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, that does our hedging for us. And a Transamerica employee that does this is able to provide when other carriers are using, let's say, J.P. Morgan Chase, and they're buying ETFs to control loss and maintain their caps and floors. What we're doing is when we buy ETFs, we're making money. And since we're able to do so in-house, we're one of two carriers that have an in-house hedging, and we're one of two options that have rainbow options in regards to our the way we are able to grow cash within the policy through the indices, which I'll go over right now. So this is just our consumer guide here, and this is how we grow our cash value in our product. We use 3 indexes: the S&P, the Euro Stocks, and the Hang Seng. And what I meant by the rainbow options, this is the rainbow options. We're looking at these 3 indices, and we're looking at them 12 months later. So let's say, for example, the S&P outperformed the Euro Stocks. You're going to get a higher weighting in the S&P than with the Euro Stocks. I believe we do have here it is. Here's a slide. So when we look at our global index account, whichever outperforms the other in these 2 indexes, between the S&P and the Euro Stocks, gets the higher weighting. So in this example, let's say S&P outperforms, you get the 50% in the S&P, 30% in the Euro Stocks, and 20% always goes to the Hang Seng because it's a much more volatile index. So again, we have the dynamic hedging and we have the rainbow options. Again, one of 2 carriers that offer this, and that's how we're able to offer, and our projections are to maintain our ceilings as long as we can by doing so. So other carriers are not using the latest CSO tables. Other carriers are paying third parties for their ability to hedge their money to provide caps and floors in the market. It's not Transamerica. We're a very large company. We're able to do so. We have those resources. So when you look at selling an IUL, you're looking at the ability to provide, obviously, a permanent policy in the marketplace, but not just a permanent policy with us. Our policies have the same living benefits that I mentioned with the living benefit term. You can actually convert the living benefit product into the IUL if you're converting in the first 5 years and if it was fully underwritten case. But the idea is that it has more than just the protection of the death benefit. It's got the living benefits. And then most importantly, in my opinion, the most important part of this product is the long-term care rider that's available. The long-term care rider is a true indemnity style rider. When we, as our internal wholesalers, get together, we are obviously doing research on other carriers. I haven't found another carrier that has anything close to a long-term care rider like we have. Because of its indemnity style, because of the control we're giving the insured when it's their time of need, if they can't perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living, they follow their doctor's plan of care, they're going to get that money accelerated to them. It doesn't have to go to a claims department. It doesn't have to go to anyone that has to reimburse their money back to them. They get that death benefit accelerated. So what I'd like to do next is go through an illustration on the IUL. Give me one moment. Let me switch screens here. So this is our Transware software. Again, if you go to AgentNet Info, you click on My Transware -new, and this software will pop up. And in that software, you have access to your term products, your Trendsetter Super, as well as your IUL, excuse me, and your final expense products. If you see these term roll rates, disregard those. Those are just for, I believe, New York. So we're looking at the Financial Foundation IUL. That's the product we're going to choose. And let me just give you some simple examples on how to use the solve. We have a 35-year-old male, let's say just simply preferred plus. Let's say this, we're going to do a premium solve, not a target premium solve. A target premium is just going to solve for commission. We want to use premium solve. And let's say this person wants $300,000 of coverage, and this person also wants to pay monthly. And this person wants to pay to age 65, and then we're going to go over to living benefits. We're going to choose to add those living benefits. So very important, you need to add the living benefits because they don't come, they're free. But they don't add it automatically just because there's some conversions that we have or some clients that don't qualify for the living benefits because let's say they're table D or greater. They don't qualify for the living benefits. So for most of your clients, you're just going to click yes, 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 that they want those benefits. So again, we're having a 35-year-old needs $300,000 of coverage, wants to pay to age 65, wants the cash value to run for life. So we're going to go to right here, reports. We're going to click on summary just to get an agent view. And so this is just a simple agent view. This is not something that you share with the client because this is not the full illustration. And for this case, we have $300,000, the illustrated rate based upon NAIC regulation, which is AG 49. It's giving us the illustrated rate. We're showing a 7.75% return. The premium is $160 a month. So he's paying $160 a month up until age 65, put in $48,000. At that point, we expect around $71,000 of cash value, and that $71,000 of cash value is enough money to support this death benefit for life. So this is just one simple example. You may say, hey, Kevin, this is great for mortgage protection. We have my client who just got a $300,000 mortgage, but that 160 is too high. What can I do? Is there something else? Do we lower the face amount? What can we do? What I like to show agents is let's just lower the face amount to 150. But they still need $300,000 of coverage. We have the ability to add a base insured rider, which is a yearly renewable term. So it's very cheap in the beginning years. So he needs that for mortgage protection. We're going to have that run until for 30 years. And let's look at what happens. $150,000 instead of $160 a month, it's now $93 a month. He has $300,000 of a death benefit. And then at age 65, he has $36,000 of cash value. He drops that base insured rider, and then he has $150,000 paid for life. You could actually keep this base insured rider on until age 100 if you chose to. I don't recommend it because, like I said, it's a YRT. It's going to be more and more expensive year after year, especially in the 80s and 90s. But if the event, let's say, for example, rates drop again and he wants to get a 4% on his mortgage, he wants to refinance, and he needs to now extend this out, he has full control if he wants to extend this out. So I have agents ask me, hey guys, do you have a return of premium on your term? No, we don't, but let me show you a better example. Let me show you a better option. So in this case, let's just talk about return of premium on term. You put in $33,000, your option is to get $33,000 back. Fine, that's one option. They could also have a paid up option, which is great as well. I assure you the paid up option is not going to be as high as 150,000. So if you're competing against an agent that's offering a return of premium, offer this as we call it a blend. You're blending permanent and term within an IUL, and by doing so, giving the client more options. After age 65, do you think they're going to be healthier than they were at age 35? Absolutely not. So they have the option to keep this policy going. They could surrender the policy. They can even take this 150 face amount, reduce it down to 150, take out their basis, and have a roughly 120,000 death benefit and have their cash value work for them. What I'm trying to do is give options and sales ideas with this IUL. And then, as I mentioned before, what I love most about this product is the long-term care rider. But before I jump there on the long-term care rider specifics, let me show you one other thing on this product, which is the full illustration. You may have scoffed at the fact that we were illustrating at a 7.75. Transamerica earned that right to show that 7.75 because we're looking back over the last 25 years with our product, and again, it's an industry regulation on these products based upon your caps and floors. So if you're looking at our full illustration on this product, I'm going to show you our historicals. This is our historical on our global account. Again, it's 0.75 floor, 15% ceiling. Over the last 25 years, with using that cap and floor rate in this product, the client would have received an average weighted index change of 9.32%. Now, over the last 20 years, it's 8.66. We can all remember 2008. Let's look at 2008. We had negative 38, negative 41, negative 45. The weighted index change, the client was in the market, negative 40%, but we're going to credit 0.75. Now, when the market turned around in 2009, it was a great year for if you would have bought low here, but who can time the market? No one. So we're looking at 23, 18, and 45% growth that next year. It was above our ceiling, but we're going to still credit that 15%. So this is your selling tool here within the illustration is explaining to the client how the index and the weighted change works, which I showed you on that first illustration, that consumer guide. But this is that page, and then as you scroll down, we have a signature page here, and then finally we have those pages that show that 775, which I mentioned. That was the agent quick view I showed you. It's in here toward the end of the illustration, around page 24 or so. Again, it's showing the cash accumulation. It's showing the ability to drop that rider, and it's giving the client control. So I want to run one more illustration, which is the long-term care rider. So let's say, for example, you have a 60-year-old female, go with preferred. She's looking for $100,000 of coverage. And for the long-term care, I'm going to leave it as no for now. But I just want to show you the difference. So she has $100,000 with living benefits. Click on summary just for a quick quote. I didn't change it to monthly. Oh, I know what I did. The BIR. I got to take the BIR off. And we're not paying to 865. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. So we have a 60-year-old female looking for $100,000 in a IUL, and the premium is showing is $219 a month. And since I'm using premium solve, it's showing that here in the first 5 years, it's 26.25, and then it drops down thereafter. That's just basically saying, based on the calculations in the system, she doesn't need to put as much money into the policy after years 5 to year 6. But that's not the point. The point is she's getting $100,000 of death benefit, $100,000 of long-term of living benefits for $219 a month. Now, if we go here and add the long-term care rider, yes here, it automatically takes off the chronic illness because that's redundant. So now I go to reports, summary, and now it's only from the now it's only $245, so $26 more a month, and she has $100,000 available for long-term care expenses. So when you're illustrating this, when you click on long-term care and hit yes, make sure you click on illustrate long-term care scenario, and they want the software to illustrate if the client were to go on claim. So let's say the 60-year-old female goes on claim at age 65. Right after retirement, something happens to her where she can't perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living. And we go to reports, summary, and then I'm going to click on LTC here on this tab. This is very important because remember, she was putting in that $245 a month for life, but now something happens to her, and at 65, she put in a total net premium of $14,710 into this policy. She goes on claim. She can't perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living. She accelerates 2% of that death benefit monthly. That's what they can accelerate up to the IRS HIPAA per diem. That IRS HIPAA per diem doesn't kick in to face amounts around $540,000. So you're comfortable saying 2% of that death benefit. Right here, we're showing that $100,000 being accelerated right here. Then Transamerica also provides, after she accelerates her full death benefit, Transamerica provides an additional $10,000. That $10,000 stays in the policy for 2 reasons. 1, provide a death benefit for the family. 2, to keep this policy in force so that there's no tax consequences. So that is huge that they provide that. Other than the policy just lapsing, they provide that additional money. There's so many ways that we can illustrate policies: cash value accumulation, minimum death benefit, maximum cash value, oodles and oodles. But you can give us a call at the sales desk. We can run those illustrations for you. We can walk you through. We can share our screen with you if it's something you're interested in and go into more detail. The final thing that I wanted to go over is our foreign nationals. And with our foreign national department, Transamerica has been very strong in the foreign national market. We've had a foreign national, we have a foreign national underwriting team. We have foreign national underwriters available to you. So if you have a foreign national case and you're wondering the intricacies of, hey, does this person qualify? Use this email address. It's a very easy email address. It's just international@transamerica.com. You can email the international underwriter direct and give us some details. For example, person is from Honduras. He owns a business here. He has X, Y, and Z. That's where we can come in to help you get an idea. What's the reason for foreign national? Why do we have such a big emphasis on our foreign national? Is simply because our foreign national underwriting and the need for foreign nationals. Give me 1 second. Let me grab the foreign national flyer. We have a very large zip file that we can send out to everyone that goes over not just the guide for foreign nationals, but also we've got consumer guides in Spanish as well as Chinese, if that is your niche. I apologize. Give me 1 moment. Our regular underwriting guide here, this is our regular field guide to underwriting. It has a foreign national section. what if you're not a U.S. citizen, and it goes over that basically the underwriting criteria. But like I said, we've got a very large library of foreign national underwriting material available. Give me one quick sec. Let me find one of the guides I really want to go over. I know we're pushing time.
And I'll just chime in for 1 second. What we're going to do also is when we finish up the webinar, we're going to send out a thank you email as usual, and we'll include some of these underwriting guides and resources in that email. He has that at their fingertips. And then when we pick up in just a few more minutes, we have a section on our website that we're going to highlight that talks just about foreign nationals, resource guides, what are the dangerous areas, and some of the niches. So if you want to just sit tight a few more minutes, and then we'll wrap up and show you exactly where to go for what.
Okay. Well, if you're going to go over that, then that would be what I was going to go over is in those guides is the country codes. If you look at this is a zip file that we can share. It has those the country codes. It gives the what codes are good, what countries are good, what countries we work with, and as well as, like I said, we have the Spanish, Chinese, and English, and some great references for why foreign nationals. Basically, why would you target a foreign national? Because at the time of death, their estate gets greatly taxed, and if they have a life insurance policy in place, then they can have that policy in place so that their family does not have to sell their assets. The family does not have to sell their small business to pay for Uncle Sam's expenses. One thing I forgot to mention on our something happened with my mouse. I can't click. We do have an FFIUL incentive going on right now. I was kind of trying to open up this one more flyer here, but I can tell you that right now, if you're selling the IUL and the first paid application has a target premium of greater or $3,500 or greater, we're paying out an additional $350 of a commission bonus. For the second application, we're paying out an additional $420. And the third application that's $3,500 or greater is paying out $450. So you can get over $1,220 paid out to you selling 3 IUL applications or products before the end of the year. So I went over the point of sale, went over the IUL, as well as going over briefly the foreign nationals. If it's okay, I can give you the sales desk here in Denver, their 800 number. If that's fine, is that fine, John?
Yep, no problem.
Okay. So we're here from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern, and our number is 866-545-9058. And you guys have any questions on, or if you want to be connected with someone like myself, an internal wholesaler for your state, or if you want to have a meeting with a regional, we can set that up as well. But we share our screens all the time. Every day we're doing at least 2 webinars. Something you're interested in, please give us a call.
Okay, perfect.
And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yep, great stuff, Kevin. So me and Joe are going to talk just for a couple more minutes here. I want you to see what we have put together as far as a turnkey sales platform just for IUL, okay? And I'm going to just make one point here, and then Joe will take the wheel. But, think about this. The younger generation, okay, young professionals are perfect for IUL, okay? Millennials today make up 24% of the U.S. population, and they're the most underinsured group of adult consumers. So just think about if you can put some great marketing material, get the word out there, you will be off to the races with this product. So between our agency automator platform, between our consumer database, okay, where you can upload 1,000 prospects for IUL every single month, okay, the $5 lead, the sales presentation system, the free scholarship program, okay, for young professionals for their children, right, or blood relatives. There's so much skin in the game here. And I think, once you get your arms wrapped around the platform and how to pivot and position IUL, I think you'll be in great shape. So Joe's going to show you exactly where to go on our website, okay, for some of the carrier material. He's going to show you some of our foreign national resources that are available on our website, and then I'm going to show you how to upload those 1,000 prospects every month at no charge, as long as you're active with us. Joe, you want to take it?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So real quick, the carrier resources, a lot of what we covered today is available right on kerrylevinson.com. If you go to the marketing, product info, and brochure tab, you'll see you can actually get a listing of every single carrier. Pick on Transamerica. You can look at all the IUL material, foreign national material, even those brochures covering that chronic critical illness, even LTC benefits. So all of that is available 24/7 on kerrylevinson.com. We will send out an email this afternoon, so you can, of course, have a shortcut link to every single one of those product guides and brochures. Also, the foreign national section, if you go to the underwriting tab on kerrylevinson.com, then click on foreign nationals, we have all sorts of guides, kits, presentations, questionnaires, even different codes that will show you the country and what that client can fit into underwriting wise as far as what rate class they're going to receive, especially foreign travel, and depending on where that client's from, you can actually see what products are available. So again, all available on kerrylevinson.com. Of course, we'll send out those links this afternoon, but a lot of great resources for that foreign national marketplace and that IUL product right at your fingertips.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. Yes, and of course, also lean on our marketers for any knowledge, if it's a brochure, if it's, hey, I heard about this IUL sales software, I don't know where to begin, whatever the case is, that's our job. That's what we get paid to do from the carriers. So take advantage of that stuff. It's so important. Okay, so we're almost done here. We'll end in just a couple minutes here. I need to point this out quickly because, we have, yes, a bunch of agents that take advantage of our platform, but I think this is a great opportunity for you to get your message. I always say it's so important to find your story. What makes you a little different? If you specialize, let's say you're very active with your temple or church or cigar club or the Lions Club or whatever the case is, if it's there's so many big markets now for, let's say, tobacco users and marijuana use and whatever it is, we have a solution for you. And once you find your unique message, right, your story, then it's your job to get it out there in the masses. Okay, if you want to, let's say you're in South Florida and you want to focus on South Florida, okay, and that's going to be your niche, or maybe you'll even go up to North Florida, to sell over the phone, and obviously you're licensed in Florida, and there's no reason that you can't make a sale, okay, even an IUL sale over the phone and through email, especially now with e-apps and everything else. But so once you have your arms wrapped around what your niche is going to be, right, you have to get your story out there, and you need a marketing platform to do that. In these days, with websites and social media and e-blasting, it is the perfect entree for you, and most of this stuff is free, okay? So there is no reason to not do this. And if you think, I'm crazy, or, yeah, it's easy for Bill to say, or, whatever the case is, okay, let's listen to this. This is important. We have built this organization in just that way, step by step, over the last 20 plus years. okay? We started, when I came into the business 22 years ago, we had a couple hundred agents because we were a Conseco and Philadelphia Life regional office back then. So we were basically grandfathered into that agent database. And that's when I said, why can't, if we're doing this in South Florida, why can't we do this in the rest of Florida? And why can't we do this in the central part of the U.S.? And why can't we do this on the west part of the country, right? And long story short, we did exactly that. Yes, it takes a long time, okay? And yes, you have to start small. And if you get, one view on your YouTube video or one like on your Facebook or Instagram page, that's one more like than you had yesterday. And then the one is 20, right? And then it turns into 80 and 100 and 500. And it just grows from there. And next thing you know, you're focusing on your day-to-day sales and you're working your book of business, which is great. And then you get an email that comes in or a message that says, hey, Bill, I need a quote on a term product, right? It starts like that. And then that builds and builds. And next thing you know, you get another message that's a referral from a client that you worked with 5 years ago. And you build and build and build. But it's so important to know you have to have your marketing platform running on autopilot to be successful these days. Point blank. Okay? It is so important if you want to grow or even sustain your business. It's crucial. So real quick, I'm not going to get too long-winded on this. I'm going to talk quickly. I know we're running out of time. We have about 2 or 3 minutes left. Agency Automator 2.0 is exactly what I just said. It will simplify all of your marketing and allow you to have everything running on autopilot, which is so important. Okay, the 1,000 prospects a month, okay, and if you want them to be for IUL, great. All you do is go in the database and you want to plug in ages, let's say 30 to 45, and you want younger professionals, maybe married, that make a combined household income of, let's say, $100,000, or maybe that just had newborns, whatever the case is, and you want to work in this specific zip code 33067, the system will spit out 1,000 names, numbers, emails, okay, and addresses, all for every prospect that fits into your criteria. If you want to work on just final expense, okay, in the senior market, and you want to pull all ages from 60 to 80, let's say, in this zip code, boom, no problem. You can do just that. That's the Agency Automator prospecting tool, and that's free as long as you're active with Levinson. Okay, now, if you look at just those 5 legs coming out of that big circle there in the middle, I'm going to just talk briefly. The CRM tool is the first one. That's very simple concept, just keeping your name and picture in front of your prospects and clients and neighbors, friends, and family. When the term insurance comes up, you always want them to remember, hey, Bill Levinson is my local agent, okay? Very simple, black and white, and it works. I suggest touching them at least once a month with an email. Moving forward is the website builder. That's about 10 o'clock going clockwise. That is basically a free website. That's your brick and mortar storefronts, okay? It's your turnkey free website builder. It also comes with your free CRM tool, and that's $10 a month hosting charge. We pay all associated expenses, okay? $10 a month for your free website and CRM tool. That's a no-brainer. Moving forward about 12 o'clock, that's your Agency Automator Plus. So if you think about that prospecting tool that I just went over, same concept, but instead of the database making up a bunch of prospects, it's all made up of licensed agents throughout the country, okay? We have almost 500,000 agents that are all licensed. You can break